Hello, all you beautiful people on the Internet of Things there. Welcome to the Sunday show. I was partially just going to stall until I could see if Caleb showed up today, because I could definitely use a little backup as I'm flying solo. You guys that listen to the show regularly know that Sevan is on his way to the Mark Bell podcast with the one and only Mr. Greg Glassman. So I got the reins today. Yes. Caleb, come on here. Oh, thank goodness. I was like, I just hit the button. I was like, well, I was hoping Caleb would come on. Hopefully he does and bails me out a little bit here. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, good morning.
So here's what I was thinking we would do. I have the live call-in number set up as call forwarding. So hopefully we get somebody that'll call in and test that. You hiding something back there?
Maybe.
So we'll run the banner here. And hopefully we get somebody come in. You could just call in and test it. You don't freak out. Just call. Let's see if it works. Oh,
Please.
shit. I think it's working, but I think I screwed it up. Hold on. I was like, thought I was all prepared for it and realized I never actually connected my Bluetooth to the Rodecaster. One second. Okay, hold on. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just making sure the phone works for you, baby.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it, Caleb?
Oh, I can hear it.
All right, we're in there. Nice. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good morning, guys. It's Jethro. Have a happy Sunday.
Jethro.
It's working.
All right, that's it.
Let's bring.
You're not gonna make me allow me to force you to talk to me now for a second?
Yeah. What's up? What's going on? You just had a workout. Everything's going well. Tyson's playing today.
Yeah, you pumped for that or what?
Hell yeah! I just I left a message on Hiller's last post. I haven't watched a football game in 6 years.
No
I'm
shit.
going to go to my local pub, and I'm going to sit at the bar and watch the game at 1 o'clock.
All right. Hey, how many more CrossFitters do you think will be watching this game today than would not have been with those posts and everything else?
At least 50%.
I wish we knew.
Or more.
It's pretty
like,
crazy.
hey, we randomly had 283,000 more people watch. Just everybody that would be on the sign up for the
Put
Open.
it this way: would you two have watched the game this weekend?
Not the Chicago Bears.
Hell no. I would have watched I would have watched the college games, but I definitely wouldn't have watched the NFL games.
Yeah, college seems like there's more of a draw for us than professional.
Why is that?
It's kind of like college basketball. You won't be bothered with like all the hype and the hoopla with like politics and stuff. These guys just going out there and playing college sports, giving it their all, trying to get to the next level, you know?
More on the stakes.
We had there was a guy playing for K-State yesterday, and he was like classmates with my brother in high school. And he never really he doesn't start, but he'll play every once in a while towards the end of the games. And I don't think I've ever watched a game more intently than I did that game, because he was getting in like the second half and he ended up scoring a touchdown. And I was more excited for that than I've ever been about anything, just because I knew the guy.
Dude, once you know somebody, you're involved, right?
Absolutely. It was cool.
All right, Jethro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you calling in and test the phone lines.
Yeah, dude. All right, guys. Take it easy.
All right, man.
Later,
bye.
Dude.
Later.
Okay, so one of the things I was thinking about doing is, since I have a lot of people and we have another call.
Nice.
Hold on, I gotta like click the Bluetooth button each time. Caller, welcome to the show.
Am I on?
You are on. Who is this? What's your name?
It's me. It's your boy Chris Biesterfeld.
Chris Biesterfeld. What's up?
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm blazing.
Awesome.
Hi.
What? It's a little early, Chris. You do a little wake and bake there or what?
I got medical issues.
Ah, yes. Your eyebrows hurt.
I do.
So what's up, man? What can we do for you? You got a question?
You guys know Odd.
Yes.
She said she challenges me. These guys in the chat,
yeah,
guys, gals, they're always making me do these physical challenges.
So what was the challenge?
She wanted to get high this morning. I said I'm available.
Okay. How's it going?
It's great.
How'd you smoke? What was it?
It's been a good morning. And I had 2 cups of coffee. So I'm definitely, I call this the Chris stack.
Oh shit. Okay. So what?
How does that work? Do you like get super hyped up and then not super hyped? I don't understand. Is it counteracting that?
Well, it's funny. It just kind of it just works. It just all blends together, like the caffeine, the cannabis.
Chris, do you go to an affiliate?
I don't.
You don't. Okay.
I have a great garage gym. Yeah.
So you CrossFit?
I do.
Okay. Awesome. You ever blaze
How
up
does
and
that work?
you ever blaze up and hit a Metcon or what?
Yeah, I mean, part of my, issues are, it helps me get in the right frame of mind to go to war in the shadows. CrossFit my life away.
Yeah, dude. Good. That's awesome. Good on you.
You're not anxious to work out anymore. You feel good. Feel better about going into your Metcons.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend this to anyone.
Wow.
Other than me. Like, I just don't know how other people operate. I just know me. And so I've been tinkering with my health and mental health and
awesome.
And this is so far this has been the best so far.
Okay. Well, I
don't go crazy too much.
We're happy for you. What'd you smoke? Like out of a bong, a joint? What's your preferred method?
Today was a little like a little pipe.
Oh.
A little pipe.
All right. Okay. It's not that big bag of weed Sevan has behind the counter of his desk, right? He didn't mail it to you.
On Sunday, are you there? Wait a minute. I've been trying to get into the DMs here. This is an obvious money-making operation.
Clearly.
The Sevan Cannabis Resort.
Wow. Now you're onto something. All right, Chris. Well, you enjoy yourself there. Have another cup of coffee and get ready for that workout later on today.
All right. Bye, boys.
All right, Chris. Thank you for calling.
See you, Chris.
Thanks.
Bye. Okay. Already off to a great start.
Just torched it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, I thought we had no, it's not another call. Somebody was just Chris accidentally called back. Chris forgot he called and called right back. Okay, so real quickly before do you still have the notes from yesterday, Caleb?
Yeah.
This was my genius idea. We were just gonna go through and you're just gonna pick a random one on there and we'll play off those a little bit. I do have this first to start. So if you guys want to be cool, if you guys want to be part of the Swolverine collective, if you guys want to take the creatine and intra and not eat actual food, you can join the Swole collective. So this is a link that we have in the show notes here. And basically, if you want to sling some Swolverine on your Instagram or at your gym, you can apply now to be part of the Swolverine collective. Each tier gets you more stuff. See? Acceptance. The acceptance package. Caleb, you could be accepted.
Ooh.
15% commission, 40% personal discount, photo shoot opportunities. Only nudes.
Yes.
Receiving products on launch and 50% off nutrition coaching. So they got a couple of them here. If you guys want to go check this out, if you want to be a part of it, if you're already doing the Swolverine thing and you just want to get some money back on it, save yourself a couple of bones, you could go here, slang it to your friends. They're stealing your shit anyways. You might as well just sell them their own tub, and then you get something from it. All right. So it's the link is in the show notes there. Please go check that out. Swolverine Collective. It's where all the cool kids hang out. Okay. the whisper is what did it.
Exactly.
Daniel Grady, are we pushing? Yes, we are. Yes, and I just sent a shitload of inventory to your house, and you better pay for it. And our latest sponsor, Herbalife. No, just kidding. No, it's an affiliate program. It's not a multi-level marketing thing. Mary, Matt, are you going to Rogue? No, but Caleb will be there. Was going to. No, not Caleb's going to rock it out. Are you excited?
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked. It's been like super busy past couple weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like this will be a little bit of a break in a way.
Well, yeah, work break, right?
Yeah, it'll be cool. I'm excited.
Oh, shit. I just accidentally hit a wrong button and zoomed all the way in on one comment. Do you freak out when you have to travel places? Like, does it throw you off your routine? Or you just, is there no routine because you just in the military, so they just do what they tell you to do? And
Yeah, I don't really have a routine right now. I'm super up in the air just because I'm not living in a house that's mine, and yeah, so just moving in general was tough. But otherwise, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants most days. So when I go to Rogue, it's just like moving my current temporary living situation to another temporary living situation. So then you just pack up all your shit in the backpack that you have, and then take it onto the plane and fly to another place and
just
dump
rock
everything
down
out.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys haven't already subscribed to the Shadikin, now is your opportunity. Check it out. How many videos do you have in total right now?
I think I have like 4 longer videos, but like 6 or 7 reels or shorts or whatever.
Dude, the shorts are killing it.
Yeah.
You have a couple of them like over 9,000, 9,000.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, 8,000. People love the renovation stuff, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like if you just look up home renovation, like it has over 1 million like tags of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. I haven't been able to do anything the past couple weeks just because of I'm back at work basically for a little bit.
Yeah.
I should be back to it like this weekend, next week.
Are you shooting this with your camera or is this just on your phone?
That's my mom's phone.
Oh shit.
You might want to mute the audio.
Is it loud?
Yeah, no, it's the
it's gonna get us.
Yeah, good.
Fuck. I don't even know how to mute audio on here. I just paused it.
That's okay. The top right thing.
Yeah, this is why. This is why this should be your job. I just want to this. It's weird to have you bring up your own thing. Is that how, you guys ordered that dumpster to come to the house right there?
Yeah, it's like a 30-yard dumpster. They said it was 5.5 feet tall, but I'm definitely over 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
and I can't reach over that.
There's no
I can't
way.
see over it.
No, you're like, what are you like 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, and so when I saw it in the driveway, I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna suck." But we filled it. And we filled it with everything that was in that house. It was crazy. Like that, all those countertops are gone. Those cabinets are gone now. There were just shelves and shelves of shit that haven't been touched or messed with and
forever.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So finally it's kind of cleared out. It's just our storage basically right now. I'm going to try to maybe fix the heating, get a new heating unit, that kind of thing. That's really, we got a HVAC guy come over and he said it was going to be like $9,000 to $14,000 to fix it. And so that's like our big money suck right now, is just trying to figure out how to solve that before we can do like a flooring or insulate it and all that shit too. So.
Damn. That is quite the task. That is quite the task. In other news, have you seen this with Dave Castro's my challenging move, shoot, and communicate fire team match? Do you follow this account of his, the TDC Hunts account?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's putting on, I think these are just done here at the ranch. And it looks like these two dudes got first place in his challenge there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how he uses like an off caliber. Maybe it's not an off. It's not a caliber, but he uses a different firing mechanism for his matches. It's not like a pin. It's not a striker fire. It's like a rim fire or something.
What's the difference?
So a striker fire is like, if you look at around the back end of it is like there's like a silver piece, and that's like the more common round. But he's using like, it's called a rim fire, and the mechanism just hits the back like edge of the round instead. So it's just a different way of shooting, I guess. But that's the kind of competition he runs. So I thought that was always interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's also funny too, because it looks like all these dudes on here would not be like able to just kill you.
Yeah, right.
right? Like if you picture like this team moving around out in the woods and like shooting shit and being all badass, like you don't necessarily put these faces to that action, but
Yeah, like the guy on the right with his eyes closed.
yeah,
He's just like that skinny mini looking nobody
yeah,
look.
yeah.
And
His eyes actually aren't closed. That's pretty racist, Caleb. But it's but yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
oh shit, my bad. Sorry.
And I think I found we have some there, because when you're out there, they're running around. It's not like there's a bathroom out there, right? And so I actually found somebody who was a contestant of the Move Shoot Challenge. Challenge, move, shoot, communicate. And well, he answered the hard-hitting questions for us here. So let him roll.
Barrier. What do you do when you have to poop? Most people don't think of that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? QDs. QDs. You see that? QDs for the QTs. Cute. The cuties. I'm cute. I'm whatever.
So there you go. If you guys ever wondered how they use the restroom when they're inside with their body armor on, that's it. The QDs. So with the phone call, I get a lot of people too that'll reach out and ask about like affiliate stuff or like coaching and things like that. So if you guys have any questions or stories, if you have a story, keep it short. Don't fucking make it weird with everybody putting 1999 while you're talking on the phone. Just make the story short. And we'll have some discussion around some affiliate talk, some shop. Okay, so until then, let's just steal Sevan's notes. Do you have them on your end?
Yep.
All right. Do you want to just pick a random one? And then we'll see. This is going to be live reactions, guys. So Caleb and I both have no idea what's going to happen. We'll just click the button. We'll play it. If it's something that's already been played before, we'll drop it off real quick and we'll swap it up for another one. But we're just gonna shoot in the dark and we're just gonna react to some clips and have some conversation and wait for you guys to call in with some crazy affiliate stories.
This one was labeled as comedy, so I figured it'd
Okay.
be a good one.
All right, here we go.
Small generational differences, little things. I wear a watch. I always wear. Since I was 13, I've worn a watch. Millennials don't wear watches. It's true. Apple Watch is not a watch, sweetheart. Checking your emails on your wrist is a cry for help. That's not a watch. The summer begins. We're on the beach. I see Leo with a black watch. I go, Leo, what time is it? Because it doesn't tell you the time. Your watch doesn't tell you the time. It's not a watch. It's a Whoop. A Whoop? What does it tell you? It says, it tells you how you're doing. I said, well, I look at my wrist. I see a gold Rolex. I know I'm doing good. And I also know what time it is. Leo.
Oh, that's pretty funny. And it's also true. I don't see very many people with watches unless it's some sort of like Apple Watch or digital like wearable.
Yeah, I think I think it's a problem with like normal work spaces is that they just think they need to continue to keep their work with them at all times. So like, hey, I need to have my fucking Outlook connected to my watch and I need to be able to check it at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm not even attached, when I'm not even in the shop or whatever. Like, I don't need that shit. I need to, as soon as I leave work, I'm done with work, you know?
Watch comes off.
Yeah, well, I don't wear an Apple Watch either. I wear like a regular, just like he's wearing. I wear a Seiko watch, and it has nothing else on it but the time, the date, and the day of the week. Those are the only things I need. I don't need anything else. I don't need to know when my boss is texting me telling me I need to submit my TPS reports by the end of the day because I'll do it tomorrow. It's not that important.
Yeah, fuck those TPS reports. You know what's funny is I actually have an Apple Watch, but I have all the notifications turned off. So I only use it for the time, the day, and then the weather is like the only other thing. Oh,
Yeah.
but it does come really in handy if you use GPS while you're driving because it buzzes, it connects to your watch. So then you can like give it a turn and it tells you which direction to go, which is really convenient.
Because your wife doesn't tell you the directions while you're driving. Mine doesn't. I'll tell you that much.
No, usually she'll start to and she'll hold the phone up, and this is something that usually always results, especially if it's a longer road trip, and like just this like awkward like argument and silence in the car because she'll be telling some story, and then all of a sudden she'll be like, "Oh shit, that was our turn," and she like looks back, and I'm like, "Son of a bitch,
No
I
way.
didn't miss this." Oh my gosh, Plumber, what's up? Welcome to the show. You're live.
Souza, how are we? It's Plumber.
It's we're good. How you doing, brother?
Good. Where's Sevan? Is he not here today? You taking the day off?
Yeah, him and about another 100 people that usually watch the show are taking Sunday off right now.
Oh, good for them. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, we let him know ahead of time and just put it in the thumbnail that he wasn't going to be here. So then that way we could just not waste anybody else's time. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Good, man. Good, man. Figured I'd catch up. Haven't seen much of you on the show recently.
Yeah, I've been working. It's always on during when
Yeah,
I'm
how's the
usually
gym?
headed out. It's great. Gym's great. No complaints. I actually been
Are you?
go ahead.
Keep going. Sorry, my bad. I interrupted you.
No. I was just gonna
Just
say
like,
it's been good. I have a guy that comes in there that helps me out quite a bit now. Name's Albert, as a head coach, and so my time there, as far as like physically having to be there to coach a lot of the classes, is slowly winding down a little bit, which is awesome.
oh, that's good. More time for other things.
Yeah, hold on a little bit.
Do you?
Hold on. Bye, bitch.
Okay.
No, not you. Sorry, I was talking to Mike. He said Sevan's not here. I'm out. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, recognizing it, putting in the comments. Fucking
Unfollow.
unfollow. Oh, that's an unfollow.
Dude, hey, block him block him from the chat. Get rid of him. Done. Make
Done.
me a wrench. I'll have it done. No, that's awesome, man. Are you doing work with another podcaster, kind of helping start another one as well?
Nope. What makes you think that?
I thought I saw you talking on a podcast.
Oh. So you might be thinking of Through the Grapevine. It's a podcast I do out here
Yes.
in Livermore. Yeah. So we meet that podcast runs once a week for like 6 or 7 weeks, and then it takes a couple week break. And that is that's not my podcast per se. I co-host with two others on the
you're
podcast.
just a guest.
I'm just a reoccurring guest, and that's focused on small
Wow.
businesses in Livermore. We interview small business owners in
Nice.
Livermore. Yeah, completely
That's
good.
neat. Very cool.
It is cool. Yeah, thank you for noticing.
Yeah, you're welcome. Of course. I can't. Sevan's been pretty quiet about it. I think you might be threatened.
No, definitely not. And in fact, I feel bad because I'm a terrible co-host, because the last like 2 months I basically missed a ton of recordings because I've been out traveling and working,
Yeah.
creeping around with my iPhone
Um,
on a really big tripod.
Hell yeah.
Will, how's your coaching
Caleb,
going? Are you coaching full time now, or is it still IndyCar season?
So it's so IndyCar, it's our off season right now. So I'm actually probably coaching more than I was during the season, right? Because guys are actually in the shop working out. The tough part is we have a lot going on, just like with like testing. So our guys are out doing tests for our cars and our drivers, but then also, since we're a partner with Honda, we're doing hybrid testing. So they're testing the future car. So basically, there's just a ton of work right now, and the people are all over the place. People are also taking their vacation since it's the off season. So I have like the other day I did a partner workout. We had about like 18 guys show up. And we did, 5 minutes max cal row, 5 minutes max cal ski, 5 minutes max cal assault bike, and then 5 minutes of a sled push. Right. And basically there's a minute rest between each station, and they partnered up, and it was you go, I go. So that was their like Friday challenge, like partner workout. But it's just kind of, the groups vary. Right. But yeah, it's good.
Nice. So you're enjoying coaching. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. Hey, have you had anything weird happen in your class? Like, have you gone into the workout and someone's like, I'm not fucking doing that? Or like anything crazy?
This isn't this
better
one
be
isn't
good, Plumber.
at like
God damn
at a CrossFit gym. But this is for my IndyCar job. So I'm the human performance trainer for Chip Ganassi Racing.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I train our pit crew and other people in the company that want to work out. Right, we have a gym in our shop. So we have a facility in the shop where people can come work out as a part of their work day. So like that's basically and then I travel with the team when we go to races throughout the season.
Oh, dude, that's dope. Congrats. That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's
Thanks,
fantastic.
man. Yeah, it started out. It's funny. So my first day driving to my internship, I called in and like asked Sevan, and I think you might have been on the call too. It was, what's your like one piece of advice you have for someone starting like a new thing?
Yeah.
And he said like never say no when people ask you to do something.
Yep.
And then just always be like the hardest, like strive to be like do everything perfect, right? Like whether it was like I kind of like jokingly, like I'd take like pictures and send it to my friends, be like the fundamentals, right? When I'd be vacuuming the turf.
Yeah.
Right. Like always just cleaning up when I wasn't told to, right? Like doing all the little shit right. And then my boss, it was the day before my internship was supposed to end. I wasn't going to get hired on because it wasn't in the budget for an assistant. And then the head strength coach accepted a job starting in August. So basically I had a job offer the day after my internship ended and I took over full time.
Damn. Nice work,
Yeah.
man.
Fuck
Nice
yeah, dude.
work.
Dude, it's fun.
Congrats.
I was like, thanks. I was like really, because that was my main plan. Like it was kind of that or bust, basically. I was going to be I still want to eventually like own my own CrossFit gym. But like, I was just like, all I had, my plan was like, I'm going to coach CrossFit. People would like ask me what I'm going to do. And I'd be like, well, I don't know how, but I'm going to coach CrossFit. And like, I get to basically do that now, but instead of in an affiliate for like a professional racing organization.
Damn. Awesome, brother. Congrats. Hey, dude, thanks for
Thanks, man.
calling in. Thanks for sharing the story and glad the advice from Sevan worked out for you. No doubtly.
All right.
All right,
Well,
brother. Thank
Caleb,
you.
I hope the meth lab gets built here one of these days.
One day.
Yeah, the Shatakin.
That's right.
All right,
Later,
well, thank
Will.
you. Bye. Oh, that's fucking cool. CrossFit My Life Away. That's right. We'll talk about that Tyson Bagent clip in a minute here too. Mary, you're killing me here. If I answer this question, I'm like, hey, you guys, Greg and Sevan are live on Mark Bell's podcast right now. This thing's going to fucking 0. What are you doing to me?
They're not live, by the way.
They're not
Oh,
live.
shit.
No. I don't think that podcast is live. So otherwise I wouldn't have even brought up that comment. But there was Vindicate. Yes. Oh, by the way, you could still I do believe you can right now. Limited edition. Get it while you can. This is something CrossFit should have posted up. Check it out. You could still get your Tyson Bagent colored CEO shirt. You can't wear it today because you should have already bought it. But for those of you that do have it, great, wear it. If not, go to Vindicate, buy the shirt. Be cool. Travis said, Souza is leaving to go to start a podcast with Nate Edwardson.
You guys are going to talk about golf.
Where's my hat? I'm going to throw my backwards hat on and yeah. And then Mike McCaskey says, a humble podcast. That's it. Beautiful. All right. So we'll also we'll do this too. If you guys want to, you could pick the next thing we bring up on here. Just pick a number between 1 and 200. Put it in the comments, a number between 1 and 200. Wait, what is this? Jake. Oh my goodness. So for those of you that are just listening to this, Jake Chapman has a funny rotation of icon photos. His latest one was him looking jacked, shirtless. And now apparently it's zoomed in and he's drawn what looks like a bra on. That's hilarious. Okay, so we got a bunch of people that put in numbers. Okay, hold on. Stop putting in numbers now. There's too many. 69. Real mature, guys.
Good one.
Real mature. Okay. All right, Caleb, you want to pick one of those? Pick one, say it out loud, and let's bring up the clip. Sevan's like, this motherfucker's just taking all my material.
Seriously. Okay, so I'm going to go with 14 because that's the first one that's on there.
Okay.
And it says truth.
Oh, blast it.
This might be way over our heads, but we'll give it a shot. This might be Sevan level
Yeah, if it
knowledge.
gets crazy, we'll just listen to it and both nod, and then just it'll go away.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
Truth has become a right-wing concept. You cannot say it, because if you say it, you are considered right-wing. And to be right-wing is to be in league with the forces of evil. Education was turned from being the transmission of a culture down through the generations into the overturning of a culture on the basis that the culture was illegitimate, racist, colonialist, and all the rest of it. And we are where we are.
So knowledge and wisdom are increasingly unacquainted.
Truth has become a right-wing.
Interesting. So I had a debate with my mom, like probably last week or something. I can't remember. But I was telling her how the people who are the right-wing ideologies are more aligned with like what used to be like the original left-wing ideologies, and now the left-wing is looking more like it's like a moving
Yeah, you're right. It's a moving ideology, right? Like, so
Yeah,
before you would have been like, if you were like anti-war, like if you were, hey, give people their own space to do their own thing, you would have been considered like liberal. And now that's
Right.
kind of flipped, right? Now that's conservative. Like now we need to be the protectors of the world and like go out and get
educate
involved
people.
and everything. Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
Hey,
I had a weird conversation.
you know what's funny too is a lot of times on the show, especially, we hear like Sevan's always like, hey, pull your kids out of school, like homeschool your kids and everything else. It's kind of funny because if I told you, hey, everything you watch on the news is funded by the government, people would probably freak out to that reaction, right? They're like, oh yeah, it's all propaganda, it's all funded by the government. Well, your public education system is exactly that.
Yeah, right. And it's interesting seeing like these private companies. Well, it's actually, now if you think about it, the private companies are kind of controlling in a way what news narratives are being put out. Like what was it, Jon Stewart, is that his name? He used to be on like Comedy Central or whatever.
Yep.
I guess he used to do those bits about different things going on in the world, and now he got hired by Apple to do the same thing for Apple TV. And I guess he pitched to Apple TV. He's like, "Hey, we're going to talk about China. We're going to talk about vaccines. We're going to talk about AI." And Apple was like, "No,
Nope.
you're not doing that." And
Especially
he's
that first one on the list.
yeah, he's like, "Why not? Like these are things that needs to be discussed." He's like, "Nope, you need to get in line with your employer and discuss things that are that help them basically." And then he's like, "Okay, well, I don't really care to work for you guys anymore." Then he left. So I
Yeah,
just
I mean,
found that interesting too.
they
Like
do,
government, private companies.
I mean, everybody wants to a sense of the information so that way it makes them look good or look in the best light and stay away from controversial topics, right?
Right.
And the one thing that I've pitched a lot when it comes to public school that I think is huge, that's void out of there, it's like two things actually, and they're vitally important. I don't think to like as far as intellectual development, but just as like a human development in the society we live in. Number one, the biggest thing is learning how to cast like a vision and a future for yourself. I think if more people really made that the focus of like, hey, who do you want to be? Why do you want to be this? What do you want to achieve in life? And you started that from a really early age. And that's a constantly moving target, right? Like I wanted to be fucking Peter Pan when I was 5. Well,
Right.
now apparently I could have. They probably would have changed rules at school so I could be Peter Pan. But that's a constantly moving target. But if you're always thinking about and casting a vision for yourself as an individual, we talk about it in terms of CrossFit, the company. We're like, there's no visionary. Greg left and the vision's gone. Right. And that's true. And what happens when there's no vision? Everybody kind of just like turmoil starts. And I think it's the same thing in the US. Like there used to be this American dream. Now, whether it was made up and it was bullshit, at least you had some sort of thing to move towards, right? We used to have American heroes, right? You would watch Saving Private Ryan or some of these military figures and you'd be like, holy shit. We would put them up on a pedestal as like a hero because they were protecting others. They were patriotic. They were servers of the community. They were contributors to the United States. And now ask yourself, who is America's hero?
There's not really one specific, like there's no entity, there's no like American dream anymore. It's like work your ass off until you can scrape by and get something that you want.
That's it. And so all the younger generation out here doesn't even have an American gene. They're villainizing America. They think it's racist. They think that it's the worst country in the world. They hate capitalism, even though they're walking around on their fucking $300 Nikes holding their $1,500 iPhone and saying, "Oh, capitalism sucks." It's like, dude, even the homeless out here got iPhones. You know what I mean? Even for the bottom tier, as far as like income and everything else, it's still much better right now than it was ever in the past. And I think that if you think about, oh, who's America's hero right now, it's like it's the blue-haired victims,
Yeah, they're
right?
viewed as the most. They're the most ideal person to look after. I guess they're the loudest.
Yeah. And so, and that's what all the mainstream media focuses on and everything else. So they're not really casting any vision for America. They're not casting any vision for our youth. And the ones that are being promoted are victims. And that's not, that's not a great mentality. The second thing, and this will go with some of the people posting stuff and about like buying a house or buying stuff, is finance. There is no financial education through the normal school. You don't know shit about taxes. You don't know shit about finance. You don't know anything about debt or credit or any of that. And yet our society fundamentally runs on that. And so when I was in school, the big thing that my parents always said, well, there's two things that my mom always said a lot. She would always say, "Oh, we'll never have money like that," which is already a terrible, terrible mindset, right? Because she's just reinforcing something all the time. You would see like a car drive by and it'd be like, "Oh, must be nice. We'll never have money like that."
That's
You
right.
know? And my dad used to just make a comment. He'd be like, "I could buy that instead I had you two assholes." And he would like point to me and my brother.
Yeah, that sounds exactly right.
Yeah. And,
Like, oh, we could have that house, but because you
but
fuckers decided.
yeah, I had two kids instead. And the other thing she would say all the time is, "Oh, get good grades in school so you don't have to work hard like your mom and dad."
I
Get
did that.
good-
Guess what happened?
Yeah, load of shit. So it's like, and that's kind of always what's the only thing that's really being pushed, right? It's like, hey, get good grades, you'll be taken care of, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? When you fucking graduate school and you want to start anything, let's say you do want to go buy that house on, your 8% and pay $5,500 a month on mortgage. The bank is not going to ask you, "Oh, hey, what'd you get? What were your grades in high school?" They're going to say, "What's your financial report?" And they're going to want to look at your finances because that's the report card of the adult.
Souza.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, on the financing tip,
Yes.
do you have if you're gonna self-educate,
Yeah.
any book classes, what do you recommend?
Yeah, the very, very first thing I recommend is Dave Ramsey. Huge. Buy the Dave Ramsey book. I think it's called The Total Money Makeover is his first book. And it's the best. Now we're talking about personal finance here. It's the best personal finance book, in my opinion, because it just goes down to the basics. Don't fucking spend more than you make. Don't use debt. And then once you kind of get your head wrapped around those two things, then it's about building up a savings and everything else like that.
If you don't want to buy the book, he has like everything posted on his website too. Any concept you want to look at, TSP accounts, getting rid of all your debt, how to spend your money, all that stuff's usually on his website too.
Mm-hmm. And if you need some good, like just motivation to stay thinking about that stuff, just listen to his call-in show because you'll hear everybody's like fucked up stories. And hopefully you don't have one of those, but it does help you keep motivated to save and stay out of debt.
Is that on YouTube or is that a radio show?
Called.
It's on YouTube. If you just go to the Ramsey show, you'll get it there. Now again, his stuff here is super, super basic. So, if you're somebody who wants to learn some fancy stuff or where to invest your money or all that, and you already have the 6 to 9 months saving put away for your emergency fund and all that, then you might want to branch out of that. But if you're just getting started with personal finance, I highly recommend Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover.
Yeah, cool. And then before I let you guys go, I was watching a news program that highlighted Jocko and his co-host in Jocko Unraveling. They were talking about the Israel thing right now.
Mhm.
And latest episode, it was like 5 days ago, they break down like tactically if they were in charge what they'd be doing right now. And it's really, really interesting because it's points I haven't heard on any other topic I've watched on the issues. So if anybody's interested in that topic, it's Jocko Unraveling, and it's like 5 days ago.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll have to check that out.
Yep. All right, guys.
All right,
See
Carl.
ya.
Appreciate your call. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Wait, we actually had money come in. I did this last time, dude, and somebody like dropped money, and then you get so caught up in trying to just keep the show moving forward and like the comments and where I'm gonna go next that I forgot to bring it up, and they DM'd me. And they're like, I gave you $1.99. You didn't post it. And the funny part about it is I actually felt like really fucking bad about it. Like, I was like, no. So we got one here, extra slop. Oh, Caleb and I got to meet Mr. and Mrs. Slop. Good
Cool people.
I'm gonna give Sevi $5 to say this is a nice ... break ? That is all. Peace. I think maybe that's because we're stealing all of his notes. I hope someone doesn't get mad about it.
Sorry.
I was like racking my brain last night. I was so tired last night. I was trying to think like, okay, I'll get some stuff together. And I started looking through Sevan's notes and I was like, you know what? We'll just swoop these and just get the conversation going with these and see what happened. Okay, so there's a couple. Dave Ramsey is a bit preachy. You are right, Mike. I will say if you do listen to the show, yeah, especially once you become a regular, he is a bit preachy. So yeah, I agree with you there. Patricia, is this Trisha's ghost? What is this?
I don't know.
Who is this?
I feel like it is.
Do you think that they're the same person, or do you think somebody else picked up the persona?
That's what I'm worried about. I don't know. I can't tell.
Oh man, you
I
guys
should have kept track.
A mortgage doesn't count as debt.
That was another thing. He does this with. He has this concept with mortgages, and the
Yes.
same thing with like college education. He says if you can't pay for college, you shouldn't be going to college.
Okay.
Which I'm not. I understand it.
Yeah.
But I have a difficult time reasoning that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So then what? No. So I mean, probably 70% of the United States can't go to college because otherwise they're choosing to go into debt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I never really understood. At least for me, it was super easy just because I had the GI Bill and it was taken care of entirely. So, but
like to that point, dude, I think that's what people should be doing is trying to find more different ways to do it without going right into debt. So this is the average borrower in the United States right now for student loan debt, and it's $37,338 to the borrower. So here's the deal. If you are going to borrow money for school, you need to fucking first find out what exactly you're going to do with the degree you're getting. Don't go get something in like religious studies or freelance illustration like I did. And if you do that, don't take debt out to do it, because guess what? You know what the jobs are for a freelance illustration artist? Fucking nothing. So if I were to take out $50,000 in debt with no game plan as to how I was going to pay that back and no, I would say guarantee, but I use that word super loosely, like a high probability of me having a job that's going to pay back like 2x or 3x what I borrowed, you better be real careful of that, right? So meaning if I borrow $40K a year, like is my job going to be at $60,000 or $80,000 a year, maybe $100,000 a year? That's going to give me a little bit of breathing room so I could actually pay that back, because not only are you paying back that loan or you're not only paying back your student loan, but you still have the cost of living that's happening. So you're probably still paying rent somewhere and everything else. And what people don't realize is when you take out these student loans, the federal student loans, you cannot go bankrupt against them. They will follow you for forever. Some conspiracy theorists might say that they did that so that way you're indebted to the US dollar. So regardless of what happens to the strength of the US dollar, you're still figgity fucked and got to pay it back. I don't know. That's not me. That's some conspiracy theorists. Okay. It's just throwing it out there. But to your point, Caleb, if you are going to get a career where you could take the loan out, you could see the path to where you're going to make it back, you're going to have the career and everything else, then yeah, that's a safe bet. But all you're doing is just looking at the probability of, hey, am I going to make more than I took out later on once I have that career? And if the answer is I don't know or I'm unsure, then you better find other ways to do it, or to minimize the amount of debt you take out, or find a way to do it without the debt altogether.
Interesting. Okay.
Mary Mansour, aka Toe Spacers, aka Space Them Toes, aka Rubber Between Them Toes. I tried to have the last one to not have to do with toes, but I lost it. I don't like how Dave is against credit cards. Don't tell me you do it for the points. Okay. Don't tell me you do it for the points. Here's the deal with the credit cards. Most people end up getting underwater really quickly. So if you are on a boat, and let's say you could go a little bit faster, just bear with me on this analogy here. Just bear with me. This is going to sound fucking weird. But if you're on a boat and you think you could go faster because you pour more water into your boat as you're driving, maybe it weights down the back end a little bit. Maybe you do go a little faster in the boat. But the only problem is that if you don't put however much water you're putting in the boat, if you're not taking it out of the boat at the same time, quickly your boat fills up with water and your ass sinks. So the only issue I have against credit cards is most people can't pay them back, because what ends up happening is they say, oh, I put this on a credit card because I'm going to get paid this next month, or it's only X amount, or it's 0% or something like that. So they make up these excuses, they justify it. And then what ends up happening is they might have a bad month or two. You end up making the minimum payment on that credit card instead of the whole entire balance like you told yourself you were. And now each month you're carrying that debt on. But the main thing that happens with that credit card is you get comfortable with carrying the debt. You get comfortable with carrying the debt. So what I mean by that is all of a sudden you're like, I was paying it off, but I liked having the cash in my checking account instead of paying it off to my credit card. And now it starts to build over time. And next thing you know, you're just paying the minimum and your credit card balance is really freaking high. And then you can't get yourself out from underneath the weight of that debt. So I get it if you use the credit card because you got the points. Some of them even have like different insurance policies behind them, meaning like they'll protect you if you need to return something or if you have a dispute with the merchant who you bought it. Like a lot of times the credit card will pay you back and then we'll have to. I get all that. And I'm not saying I don't use them. I use them, but I don't use it in a manner that's gonna exceed like $1,000 or something dollars. You have to keep it really low because it is very, very easy for people to get stuck underneath that credit card debt. And one last piece on this finance stuff. For those of you people that want to do anything in business, anything at all, if you want to open an affiliate or even if you just want to turn that side hustle into something a little bit more, you have to first treat your personal finance as if it's your business finance. So what I mean by that is you have to be responsible with your money. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have a budget. You have to be deciding which bucket the money goes in. Is it savings? Am I paying off this? Am I using this money for something else? Where every dollar is going. Because if you can't do that with your personal finance, then there's no fucking way you're doing it with the business. And that becomes much more complicated because then you have the whole tax thing to factor in. You have monthly ins, monthly outs. You need to have more cash on hand. You probably want to have more cash on hand for opportunities. So if you don't first have your personal finances like dialed in and haven't for a long time, then don't even consider opening up a business. Start with that. Oh shit, we got Mrs. Slop to comment. She must be an accountant or something.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll just to read out the extremely long-winded 2 things that are missing out of public education that you could teach your fucking kids yourself, even in the spare time with your 3 jobs sitting down at dinner together, is finance and a vision for themselves. Hey, Johnny, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to cut my dick off, Mom. Okay, end of discussion. Sorry. California public school. Oh, Daniel, I fucking love you. I am preachy. I'm up here on the soapbox this morning. This coffee just kicked in and we're doing a 24-hour long show now. All right, let's pick up another one of these. You want to go back to the make the crowd pick, or you want to just shoot in the dark there, Caleb?
Let's do This one's blank.
Sorry, one last thing. Jay Hartle, you don't need to build up credit. That's not true. You could actually buy a house at some point without ever having a credit card. Okay. Google it. Not saying that you still shouldn't or whatever the fuck, but just saying you don't need to. You don't need to. Okay. Sorry, Caleb. Go ahead.
Very good. Let's do. This one doesn't have a caption on it, so we'll just go with it.
Perfect.
Oh.
Perfect.
We'll go with it. It's Novak Djokovic.
See, Blade knows. Credit score is overrated. Scam ass philosophy. Yup. Ask yourself, who put the emphasis on the credit score? It wasn't fucking the people. Okay. Sorry.
And I understand that not being vaccinated today, I'm unable to travel to most of the tournaments at the moment.
And that's the price you're willing to pay?
That is the price that I'm willing to pay.
Ultimately, are you prepared to forego the chance to be the greatest player that ever picked up a racket, statistically, because you feel so strongly about this jab?
Yes, I do.
But as things stand, if this means that you miss the French Open, is that a price you'd be willing to pay?
Yes, that is the price that I'm willing to pay.
And if it means that you miss Wimbledon this year, again, that's a price you're willing to pay?
Yes.
Why, Novak? Why? Why?
Because the principles of decision-making on my body are more important than any title. I'm trying to be in tune with my body as much as I possibly can. And I understand.
Interesting.
I always found that so crazy. Like, and there's like the first comment on there is already somebody just being pissed about him being selfish. But it's like, dude, it's like, how dare you not get vaccinated because the person in the people watching you in the arena could die if they had asthma and got COVID. Like, hey, it's so unlikely that happens, but also it's his body. Just like it's that person's body that they can put in things that they want to. They can vaccinate themselves all they want. Like, just to allow everybody to do as they wish with the thing, with the flesh mechanisms that they have.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because a lot of the people that would argue like Wayno6583 did, such a selfish viewpoint, right, is the same type of person that'll turn around and be, pro-choice. It's like, oh, okay, so is that a selfish? Because aren't you just terminating the child due to your circumstance or environment, assuming there's no health things going on? And so people can't like wrap their head around that logic of how, like, if you're going to have bodily autonomy, that just goes all the way across the board. They want to pick and choose. The other thing that's crazy too is how people don't understand how this is just like a big pharma thing. And like, who is for that? Like,
right.
Actually stop and think about it.
If you don't want government funded media, then you probably shouldn't want government funded vaccination.
The other thing too is everybody wants to be the guy that, or the gal that's all, hey, speak your truth, live your journey. And then when he does it, they go, oh, well, not him, not like that. That's selfish.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's totally illogical. Totally illogical. There's some, oh yeah. People made some good comments. I will put, what about medical expenses? So I read this book a while back. It's called Modern Money Theory. And if any of you guys have heard of it or the person who wrote it, you'd be like, why the fuck? Actually, it's right here. Oh, wait, no, that's the deficit myth. That's it. This is it. Okay. This book. This borders on, it's called The Deficit Myth, the Modern Money Theory, and the Birth of the People's Economy. This chick is batshit crazy. If you read this book, this is the closest thing to socialism as far as the finance portion of it goes. Yes. I didn't know that. I liked the cartoon character, so I bought it.
Okay. Like an Uncle Sam cartoon?
Yeah. So, and basically she makes this really good point at the beginning of the book. And she goes, trust me, I don't think you guys will want to, like, if you read that book or listen to the book and then you listen to my viewpoints, it's the exact opposite of some of the stuff that I preach. So just be prepared for that. and know that you're going to invest your time into listening to that or reading that. But the point she makes at the beginning is she says, hey, if you have a household, right, where you get paid for your the chores you do. So Caleb and I are in the house, and there's this almighty Uncle Sam that pays us for every chore that we do. So Caleb does a couple of chores and he gets some money, and I decide, I'm cool. I don't want the money. Well, then how would you make me want that? How would I value the money? Okay. Well, then Uncle Sam comes back and says, hey, Caleb, I paid you for these chores that you did. Oh, by the way, there's a new thing called the tax, and I only accept it back in the money that I give out. So whether you decide to do the chores to collect the money or whether you don't, at the end, you're still going to owe me money back. And that's how we were saying earlier, is that when you put the tax or that starts to rise, now people have an incentive to earn the money.
Interesting.
Yes.
Never considered that.
And her whole thing was that we could print as much money as we want as long as people are working, because then when you pay it, you could tax it back. And so it won't create this huge rise in inflation because you could just tax the money back. I don't know. You guys can listen to it for yourself if you really want to dive down the rabbit hole on that one. But
what's it called again?
It's called the deficit myth. And her whole thing is that you could balance out the deficit just by printing more money and creating more jobs. But then essentially what would happen is everybody would be put on the government dime there. What do the reviews say? Oh, 3.5 or 4.5 stars at 3,700 reviews.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. But she does a lot of stuff that like relates it to Monopoly, so it makes it easy to kind of understand.
That's in Italian.
But it really is interesting. Patricia, you've never paid your taxes because you're not a real person. You don't have an income or a social security number. And you faked your own death.
Mary just called her out in the chat. Mary's skeptical if that's actually Trish or not.
Anybody could have picked it up, right?
Pretty much.
And the other Trish killed themselves off. Oh man. Okay, let's drop another one. Go ahead, Caleb. Pick a number. Let's see what we're working with here. It was a very real death.
All right, we'll do the
Trish.
This is some tweet from Elon. It's
awesome.
So here. So it says Elon Musk got rid of 75% of people and Twitter is still working. So I guess it's X now, but here's a video of Jordan Peterson talking about it.
75% of the people, and Twitter is still working.
With record traffic.
Right, exactly. And so I think he will, and apparently he's also put the boots to the people who are trafficking in child exploitation already.
Incredible.
Right, no kidding. No kidding. Incredible in two ways. Incredible that he did it, but even more incredible that he could do it that fast and that it hadn't been done. Right. He's got rid of.
Interesting.
You wonder about all those people that have Apple Watches that work outside of work. How much are they actually doing? And then when they show up in the office, how much are they actually doing? It's like you may act like you're busy all the time. You have all the technology to be associated with your business at all times.
Yep.
But in reality, you're not actually doing hardly anything at all.
Yep. I completely agree with that. I actually had a great discussion at Crash Crucible with Will about this exactly.
Really?
And yeah, and I agreed with what we were talking about or what he said. I don't want to put him on blast too much, but essentially the consensus is that if CrossFit HQ does not get every single person that's working for them right now in the same building that's doing all the day-to-day stuff. I recognize there's a lot of other people that could stay remote, but if they don't have the core of that company underneath the same roof, that it'll never catch traction and dig themselves out of the hole.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult working with somebody in a different time zone, a different, in a different roof entirely. Like whenever we would try to coordinate things with other entities or anything like that, just from like a military standpoint, it's difficult to get a hold of those people. So, and even if you were trying to, like, if it's me and I have some problem with my finances and I need to talk to finance, they're in a different building. I can try to call them. They won't answer. I try to get over there and see if they're over there, and they're out doing something else. It's so difficult to work with somebody, even if they're just across the street. So unless you're able to get all those people under one roof, or you're able to get those people on a regular conference call or regular discussion, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah, and you could see from the outside looking in that CrossFit's just a dog chasing its tail. It seems like that internally something's going on there. I don't know what it is, but they're clearly not on the boat all rowing in the same direction at the same time.
Right.
It seems like you have some people doing this, some people doing this.
A lot of people doing that.
A lot of people doing that. And they're just kind of all over the place. And until you bring them all underneath the same roof and have yourself some fucking leadership inside there, and again, somebody that's casting a vision, then I just don't see how it gets brought back together. Even when the company was the strongest it was, like, let's say pre-2018 when it got fired, if you took all those people that were at CrossFit HQ all the time and then pushed them all over the country, I think it would become much, much harder. And I realize a lot of them did work remotely, but at least they had a home base. There was like this HQ and you could bring everybody there and you could do this. Like, I think the last all hands meeting they had was a couple of weeks ago at Dave's Ranch. And I mean, a lot of the people that were there might have been meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about that, right? Like, yeah, it would be pretty wild. Well, what you said about casting the vision I think is really important too. Because if you don't, you could just say, hey, these are the things we need to get done. And then nobody understands what exactly they're doing it for. So unless you get just like you become attached to an individual person, a part of a team, you become attached to the idea that you're trying to propagate. So if somebody is giving you wholesale, here's everything that we wanted to take care of. This is my vision that I wanted everybody to be pulling in the same direction towards. And unless you can get everybody to bite on that, you're never going to actually fulfill that vision.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you fucking nailed it. That's it exactly. And hold on, let's where's this? The Zach comment. Zach, Tyson Bagent post after Hiller calling them out was hilarious. And I think that kind of goes to almost what Caleb was talking about before. Like, if you had everybody in the same room and one person posted it, or even they did it in reaction to us talking about on the podcast or Hiller's post, you would have everybody in the same room and they'd be able to move a lot quicker. If I have to call Caleb and say, hey, have you seen the Tyson Bagent thing? Did we get cleared to post this? And he says, okay, hold on. Let me talk with the other people in marketing to make sure something else isn't scheduled or we don't have something else going on before that. Then he makes the call. And then those people look over the schedule and then they call Caleb back. And then he has to call the people that are going to actually press the publish button on the post. By the time all that whole entire thing has circulated back around, it's been 48 hours and fucking Hiller swoops up. Did you see that thing? It was like 600,000 views or something.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play the clip.
Please. Have a backup plan if you didn't get the shot in the NFL.
Yeah, I was going to just CrossFit my life away, get as ripped and jacked as I possibly could, and be a teacher at Martinsburg High School.
I also don't think that, I mean, those reporters don't understand, unless any of them are CrossFitters. I don't think that they understand how important that what his career path would have been, could be to other people. You know what I mean? Like, if he says, hey, I'm going to do CrossFit and I'm going to teach at a elementary school or whatever, that means that he not only is he going to continue to propagate his accountability by continuing to do CrossFit, maintaining a an adequate diet, all of those things. He's going to push that on to, not really push it, but he's going to give all of that information to the kids that he's teaching. He's going to tell these kids, hey, let's go work out. Let's go do this. Or have you done that? Let's go do a burpees and assault bike. Let's go do some shuttle sprints and broad jumps or something. You know, just he's going to give all of this information, all of these tools to every kid that's going to walk into his classroom, you know?
Yeah.
And they think, I mean, I'm sure it's just like funny haha in the sense that like, yeah, I'm going to get ripped and jacked. But this, on a serious part of that, he would have changed. I mean, he is right now, but if he were to gone the educational route, he would have changed so many more lives from the beginning, not just like all these adults are like, oh, what's CrossFit? Let's check out CrossFit. He's going to change kids' habits from the start.
Yeah. And hopefully he keeps his you know, I don't know why this is just that my ego speaking, but when he said like the CrossFit thing, I felt like it was a tip of the hat to the show.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a little nod to like Sevan out there like in the podcast and stuff. Of course, that's just my arrogance speaking. But oh wait, hold on. Mary said Hiller sent a CrossFit a collab too. No way would they have accepted that though. Come on. Like they're not like CrossFit right now isn't just about using anything they can to elevate the brand. CrossFit is just about them trying to do their thing.
Right.
And it's kind of ironic because they say, "Oh, we're reaching out to the people in the community to you know do some more media and do this and do that," and then you have somebody who did it for them, and all they have to do is press a button, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck that, I'm not pressing that button. That's Hiller." Is this the? Oh, what are we looking at here?
This is him. This is the request for him that he sent to CrossFit to collab.
Oh, so he proved it. And look at but look at that, dude! Almost 700,000 accounts reached.
That's wild. And he only has like 8,000 followers. So imagine how many people had to share that for everybody to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was like what 4,000 or 5,000. Does it say if you scroll up? Can we see how many shares at the top? Yeah,
5,900.
5,900. 5,900 people saw that and shared it. That's crazy.
Yeah, back to what we were talking about, and like how many CrossFitters are going to start watching the Bears play this weekend.
Yeah,
the Bears now have a cult following strictly because of Tyson.
Yeah,
everybody's just hopped on that bandwagon. They're like, yeah, I'm attached to this guy.
Oh my goodness. And the fact that they didn't jump on that sooner or weren't building that story the whole entire time, knowing that there was a possibility he can make it, it's just another huge mistake. But I don't think any of that changes. What's that?
Well, we just did it for him. So it's okay.
Yeah. Hiller, this podcast. I don't think it changes though, unless they have everybody in the same room. I think that if CrossFit were to make this announcement, even if they kept all the same players in all the same positions they were in now, and they said, "Hey, by the way, we're moving to wherever the fuck, I don't care. Let's just say they move back to Santa Cruz. Hey, we're going to go to do CrossFit HQ. It's going to be in Santa Cruz. If you're this or this position, you need to consider moving here. And if you can't, you're going to no longer be with the company within this amount of time." And saw what actually happened from that, right? Like, I bet you once everybody got in the same room, it would help, or they at least realize some of the people should not be in those positions, and they'd probably get the boot a lot sooner. Which either way would be good. But we got to get you scheduled back on the show. Sevan has requested that. That's on me slacking. Yeah, he's got a bunch of great material for you guys to go over. So I'll shoot you a text after this. Hiller could offer CrossFit $4 billion cash. They'd be like, nah. Yeah, that's funny.
Have you seen the show The Consultant?
No.
So that it's based off of a book so basically this business is going downhill, and this guy comes in, they calls him the consultant, and he like fixes everything. Well, there's a scene in the movie and where he called everybody who's remotely working, he calls them in and says, "Hey, if you can't make it here in 2 hours, you're fired." And so same thing, everybody who could showed up, and everybody who couldn't showed up was fired. Like there was like right at the 2 hour mark, somebody showed up at the door, and they were like in a wheelchair or something. It made it a little bit more dramatic. Showed up at the door and they fired him. But he did this. He cut
him
the
in a wheelchair.
No. Somebody was in a wheelchair, showed up to the door, and they didn't show up at the 2 hour. They showed up after the 2 hour mark, so they fired him. Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty fucked. But
dude in the wheelchair.
They continue to do this. They start doing all these things, like changing aspects of the company, and now the end of the story is the company's thriving, and now it's great. So I'm not saying that that's what CrossFit needs to do, but they do need to take some drastic measures, I think.
Yeah, that would be cool if they did it, and then they actually filmed it so you could see the employees just like a live webcam at the door with a countdown.
Yes,
kind of like in the show, it'd be super dramatic, and someone runs up, and it's like Dawn like locking the door. Later, bitch. You had 2 hours.
I'm right here.
My Apple Watch.
That's right.
Olivia, did you get the email from CrossFit yesterday on Tyson? I personally did not, but I know a bunch of other people did. Did you get that email, Caleb? I know you get a lot of the media stuff.
I haven't gotten an email from them in a hot minute, so I did not see that email.
They booted you and I off the list.
Yeah.
Out of the thousands of people, they scroll up and they're like, yep, that one's gone.
Who's this fucked up email address? Delete.
Click them off. Who's doing a yahoo.com account? Yeah, so I know they sent out the email. I know some people got it. I did not get it. Oh wait. I offered $2 billion and they said maybe. That is the question. So I'll share these with you guys real quick. This wasn't part of the plan, but since we're on the discussion, I wrote down 6 questions. And there was no reason why it was 6. It just happened to end up this way. And maybe some of them could even be switched out or not as valuable as the other questions. But I was sitting in the hotel room on the first day of Crash Crucible. I just finished up a book, $100 million Leads by Alex Hormozi. Do you know who Alex Hormozi is? He got
no, but I've heard you guys
recently.
Heard you guys talk about him a lot. I've never looked into him though.
Yeah, it's great. If you're in business at all, you should definitely. The answer is no. You didn't even look at the fucking questions. So I finished that book up, and it just kind of was jogging my my thoughts a little bit, and I was applying it to my own gym as I do, but then also CrossFit at large too, right? Yeah, $100 million leads. You guys could pick that up. He has the other $100 million offers too. If you haven't heard of them or do it, start with $100 million offers and then move to $100 million leads. So after I finished the book, I was sitting there and I was applying this kind of a similar thought process to CrossFit, and I was thinking, okay, so here are the questions. I'll propose them to you, Caleb. People could go in the chat and let me know. But also, if you want to call in, this would be great to hear your guys' perspective on this. Okay. So CrossFit, and it doesn't necessarily need to be 3 words, 1 to 3 words, 5 words, whatever. What are the 3 words that you associate with the brand? What are the 3 words when it comes to CrossFit that you associate with the brand? That's question number 1. Question number 2. What are the 3 words, or what 3 words do you think people who don't know about CrossFit associate with the brand? Because our perspective as CrossFitters and diehards is fucking Dan coming in hot, failure, just straight up.
Wow. That's the people from the outside or the inside?
Yeah, he just killed them both at the same time. Failure, fitness, and fuckery.
Awesome. Okay.
That's amazing, Dan.
Good start.
Yeah. So it's like, what are the 3 words that you associate with the brand CrossFit? What are the 3 words that we think people that don't know about CrossFit, just the average person walking down the street, like when Joe Neals walks up to him and he's like, "Hey, you heard about CrossFit?" You know, what's the word or the 3 words or the association with the brand that comes in mind with them, right? The third question is, who's CrossFit? CrossFit the company here in this question. Who is CrossFit's customer? Who does CrossFit the company sell to? What is the product or service they sell that they receive money from? Okay, so that's question number 3. Who is CrossFit's customer? Mary Mansour, fake pull-ups. And those are all 3 words, actually. Fake, pull, and ups. Community, fitness, health. Oh, extreme. Not you, Seema. I meant Jay Hartles. Community, fitness, health. Seema with 1 word, just extreme. Hiller, slow, confused, and woke. Injury, hard, expensive. Okay, so I'm taking that's from outside looking in. Jamie, whoa.
That's kind of my thoughts too.
Whoa.
Whenever oh, you could say cult too. Whenever I've told anybody, especially, so I recently moved into a new job, the new place, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, I do CrossFit or whatever," and they're like, "Oh, so you're like part of a cult, or like you do fake pull-ups," and there's all the things I heard right off the bat.
Yep. And the funny part about it is CrossFit so when people say that, the solution to that is the problem in and of itself. So like if somebody is going to say like how Jamie just listed these 3, injury, hard, expensive. Okay. Media team. Let's address all of these. And let's make a fucking bulletproof. Let's prove the injury rates are less than or a lot less than people think. Let's talk about how we could build your fitness level up. Let's talk about the expense. Let's compare it to stuff, right? So when you have these answers, and this is a perspective of somebody from the outside of CrossFit looking in, you also then have your solutions or marketing as well. This is kind of the same stuff that I did with my gym personally. Okay. So who's CrossFit's customer? The affiliates are the affiliates the customer? I would agree with you, but is there more than that?
I feel like it's also coaches, trainers, people who want further education and strength and conditioning, those types as well.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that the education is the differentiator, and I could give some of my answers on this as well. So who's CrossFit's customer? So we just talked about that. The next one here, and this is just a personal one as you see it. What's CrossFit's biggest obstacle? What's CrossFit's biggest obstacle? And that's, again, as you see it in your opinion. Question. Wait, is there even 6 or is it more than 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. I lied. Lucky number 7. So what is CrossFit's biggest obstacle as you see it? The next one here is, what's CrossFit's mission? And don't say 30 million CrossFitters. That's fucking stupid. So what's CrossFit's mission, or what should its mission be in the way you guys see it? Question number 6, does the mission align with the 3 words that you listed of the brand? Because if those don't align, you are fucked. So if you think about it and we say, hey, this is our brand, this is what we stand for, and then 5 questions later, I said, what's CrossFit's mission? And you give me something that doesn't even equate to those words within the brand, then the messaging is screwed. You don't have aligned messaging. You don't have continuity between what the mission is, what the people inside CrossFit see it as, or the people outside CrossFit see it as. The people outside of CrossFit are going to be a little bit harder to sway than the people inside of CrossFit. So first you create the vision, you create the mission, then we do some branding and messaging to reinforce that mission. Then we get the community rallied behind the mission, and then it starts to change the perspective of the people outside looking in. Says this person who barely knows anything. So take it with a grain of salt. Right? Okay, so what is the does the mission align with the brand internally and externally? And finally, arguably the most important question. I just wanted to hit there. Heard the most important question: who is CrossFit's enemy? Who is CrossFit's enemy? Now, if we take these questions that we just talked about, what is the brand, who's it represent, what's the mission, what's the biggest obstacle, and who's CrossFit's enemy, and who's CrossFit's customer? The customer one might have always been a little bit tough, but I know that when Greg Glassman was behind the reins and the steering wheel of CrossFit, we knew what the mission was, and we knew who our enemies are. And that mission aligned, for the most part, with the branding of CrossFit. And now, if you also think about it in terms of the way that, from my perspective of the way that Greg Glassman was kind of steering the ship, is he was basically like harpooning the major health institutions. He was trying to untangle exercise science from the corruption of the American Beverage Association. He was trying to show the path there and keep the brand safe, so that way the affiliates could operate free of scrutiny. That was the NSCA case, because they were trying to backdoor it through politics to make it seem like there was going to be some sort of issue where if you weren't certified in a certain way, what we were doing inside the CrossFit gyms would become illegal. And we knew that was the enemy, the American Beverage Association, everything else. We knew that the corruption in the science, in the exercise science, we knew that the corruption in nutrition was harming and killing people at a crazy rate. And CrossFit was the savior of that. We had the lifesaver. I don't know why I made that analogy. I've never do Star Wars things. But that was what we possessed inside the affiliates, and that's what we were showing and giving to the public. And now, who is the enemy? I don't know. I would say those same institutions maybe that we were fighting against, now we're a part of. But we won't know unless CrossFit has some sort of mission that they're doing. Okay, so let's start looking through some of these comments. F45, Orange Theory, Pharma. Jay Harder with that one. CrossFit enemy is themselves. Deep Rambler. That's deep. Jedi Snelson. The problem. That's the problem. They don't have a clear mission that everybody is working towards. 100%. Mary to remind us it's a really small team. CrossFit's biggest obstacle from the outsider view, cost. Interesting. It's interesting because we had talked earlier about how healthcare puts people into debt, right? Especially chronic disease healthcare. I mean, Caleb, you know this being in the medical industry and knowing more about that. Like, people come in with these lifestyle diseases that could be prevented by their lifestyles, and they fucking don't. And then what happens? They go down the Western medical route, which now they're on prescription drugs. Now they have multiple doctor visits, and all is the doctor doing is feeding them a bunch of pills to mitigate their symptoms as we slowly let them die. That's all it does. There is no hope for you getting better. It's just mitigating symptoms until they bury your ass. And that is expensive as fuck. And
You're forcing reliance the entire time.
Yes, exactly. You're forcing reliance on your medications, on your doctors, on the hospitals, and that shit is expensive. And then when people can't pay it, who pays it? Us, the tax dollars.
What's funny is that we, and I say we as like the medical industry, have essentially done it to ourselves with how bogged down every hospital is with everybody that we're seeing all the time. Because we require these people to come back for follow visits every month. Like as soon as you start, even if it's just with like an Adderall medication or like antidepressants or something like that, as soon as you start prescribing people these medications, they need a follow-up. And you see those 5 times a day, 5 days a week. That's 25 patients. And you do that over the span of months and months and months. You're increasing the requirement for them to come into the hospital. More people are required to come back to the hospital. And if they're not, then if they don't comply to their medications that through the standard that the medical system is provided, then they need to come back again. They need to get their prescription renewed, the new prescription, all that stuff. And so we complain about how many patients we see all the time, but really it's because we refuse to have difficult conversations with our patients all the time. Because when we do have those difficult conversations with our patients, they don't listen to us. So what do? We revert to a quick fix. We give them the Adderall, we give them the Xanax or whatever the fuck it is, and then they move on. And then they come back and they're like, oh, wow, it worked really well for me. And you're like, cool, keep doing it. And you pass them along.
That's right. And it puts a whole entire burden on the medical system. But here's the thing. Hospitals need people in beds to make money. Everybody's fucking healthy. And if they're giving these, crazy things like lifestyle changes to where they don't need to be reliant on the medical system and they don't need to be reliant on big pharma, there's no money to be made. So just think about that for a moment there.
I always wonder how many problems we could have solved otherwise if we didn't have so many of the same low level issues all the time. So you think about it like, okay, we're low, and I say low level in the sense like dietary changes, lifestyle changes, that kind of thing. Like if we could actually enforce those things with our patients and we could give them what they need and give them something that is actually a long-term fix over the span of their entire life, imagine how many other problems we could have solved by now, like your type 1 diabetes, your cancers and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. It just
cystic fibrosis, all that shit.
Resource allocation. All we're doing is just mitigating the symptoms of the sick and not helping them at all, and just hamsters running on the wheel, right?
Right.
Dan Guerrero, highly palatable, caloric dense foods that lead to medication. The 2 biggest industries. You are 100% correct, my friend. 100% correct. One hand feeds the other, huh? So anyways, that was just a random food for thought there as far as those questions, because this is again just with a little bit of information I have with the outside looking in. If somebody waved a magic wand and was like, okay, Matt, here you go. You think you fucking know so much, you asshole? Why don't you go ahead and run CrossFit? Well, I would pull together the team there underneath the same roof, like Caleb and I talked about. That would be my first initiative. This is CrossFit HQ. What does it have? It's got a classroom over there. It's got a gym over here, and it's got a few offices up front. Oh shit, that sounds exactly like the the HQ in Scotts Valley that Greg set up. Oh wow, what a concept. A classroom over here, a gym over here, and offices for everybody else who works there. And I'd pull everybody out underneath the same roof, and I would first separate all of them like I was the motherfucking police. I do that, they separate. Where were you tonight? We're gonna ask your friend. So, oh God, here's my magic wand, Souza.
Awesome.
Oh, this is gonna be a side tangent. Hopefully, I don't forget what I was talking about. You see the Theo Vaughn when he's talking about Tom Brady's son on the beach,
Yeah, he kissed him on the mouth or some shit.
and he's like, "That boy's got a wand on him." Dude, the weird shit. He's got a wand on him. So the first thing I would do is I would bring everybody together underneath the same roof. I would separate everybody out, and I would run through these 6 questions with each individual key team member. So if you have whatever, your CFO, your CMOs, your chief operations officer, your whatever, affiliate this, affiliate that, I would do the same thing with HR, because once you have a company of some size, you can't just like push HR out, but I would make sure I had the right individuals in HR. And then afterwards, I would get everybody's opinion on this. Then I bring everybody into the same room, and I would say, "Hey, look, here's the answers that we came up with these six questions. Here's what was right. Here's what was wrong. Here's the mission. Let's get to fucking work." And yeah, so there you have it. And the magic wand tastes great. Tastes like strawberries. I was hoping we get somebody that would call in and rant on that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But we got an early pop. We got like 3 calls early, and then now everybody's like, "Fuck that! I don't want to call and talk to these guys." Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull up another one here, huh? Want to just pick it? Oh no, the podcast keeps freezing. Is this true for everybody else, or is this just Mary forgot to pay for internet?
Here's a good one. All right, so this is the head coach of I think it's the Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers. He said, "If any of my players sit on the bench for the national anthem, they will sit there for the rest of the game." And I thought it was interesting. If anybody remembers Brittany Griner, the women's basketball player who she played for like Baylor, and then she went to the WNBA, started playing some more. I can't remember her career, but she was caught with some substance when traveling to Russia, and Russia detained her for an extended period of time, and we had to do a literal prisoner swap with them, where the Russians got a high-level arms dealer in exchange for a WNBA basketball player, which I'm not really sure that equates very well, but whatever. Anyway, so when we got her back, she went back. Yeah. When she came back, she went back to playing basketball in the WNBA or whatever. And then they caught a picture of her standing for the national anthem with her hand over her heart. So I hope that she understands the gravity of the freedom she has here to
act like an asshole.
To act like an asshole, yeah.
Like, literally. Yeah, put some fucking respect on it. I mean, I love it when I find this, and I say younger people, like roughly like 10 years younger than me, like in their early 20s, right? And they're like, "I fucking hate America." I'm like, "What? How? Why?" Because of the fucking TikTok bullshit you watch on TV? Like, take your entitled ass to any other fucking country, and within a week, you would be wishing, "Oh, I wish I had the ability to do whatever I did in the US here." Now, some people are like, "Well, I live in Barcelona and it's a lot of fun." Try owning a motherfucking business in another country. You think you have those opportunities? Most of the countries won't let foreigners fucking own shit. You go to Mexico, you can't even own anything.
Right.
So it's like, people don't realize that, sure, if you just want to fucking sit in your little bubble and consume your shit and you don't have any aspirations outside of that, yeah, it might be better for you somewhere else. But if you actually want to try to make something for yourself and build yourself a career and a future, like there's no better place in the United States, and there's no better time than right now, regardless of what you think. I mean, I know people are like, we're on the brink of World War III. We've been on the brink of World War III since World War II ended.
That's
how that fucking works.
It just
okay?
continued with the Cold War this entire time.
It's always oh, it's the next thing, right? It's this fucking catastrophe is gonna end and we're all gonna die. Yes, until that time passes and then the next one shows up that way, right? I mean, so get the fuck over it. You have the Internet of Things right now. You could take this fucking phone. My case is jacked. Look at that.
Oh my!
You could take that phone and you could become a millionaire just by fucking putting some effort into something and starting to work on it. I mean, you could spin up a website, a Shopify, a Stripe account, and you could start instantly selling something. You can start getting free shit. This is very Gary V-esque if some of you guys listen to him. You go get some free shit from a garage sale, come back, put it on your fucking Facebook marketplace and sell it for $20 and make money out of nothing just by posting it on your phone and repackaging it, maybe wiping down the table a little bit.
Buy a shitty house, film yourself renovating it, discuss all the ways that you're fixing it, sell some things that are inside it. Now you've made money.
Yeah, exactly. It's clear he just read the Alex Hormozi book. I appreciate that because that means I've actually internalized it. It's even more clear when you see my Facebook ads played, fucking bringing grandmas into CrossFit.
Awesome.
Souza the preacher transitioning into Souza the angry dad. One and the same. Like, yeah, the burpee dude OnlyFans. Fuck it. Do what you got to do, bro. The opportunity is there.
Sell some feet pics.
Sell some feet pics. And the point is that most people that complain about it, or especially when they complain about capitalism, or they're like, oh, these fucking rich people, and it's like, just take a moment to actually understand and fucking learn the opportunities and the offers that you have here in this time period right now in the country that you're in. Don't just shit on it because you think it's the fucking cool thing to do. I need to sell some feet pics.
You could sell more than feet pics on, I'll tell you that.
Should make a killing. All right. Shall we do one more? We reached the 90-minute mark. I was stoked about that.
Let's see.
That's why I don't date guys without passports. Damn, Seema. Oh, shit. Do you have like a lipness test of rules that you have? You're like, instead of the 6 questions for CrossFit, you got the 6 questions for the dudes you date. You're like, do you work out? Do you have a passport? Do you go to drag queen reading day in the library? Damn right with my toe spacers on. You'd be surprised how many people actually talk about at the gym with toe spacers. I wish you guys had like a click of like locations. Yeah, because I had bad plantar fasciitis. Like, not bad. That's a lie. It was getting bad in my left foot. Like, have you had that before? Plantar fasciitis?
Yeah.
Dude, it's the worst. Like, I would run and I would like turn the corner and it'd feel like literally like the bottom of my foot was like ripping. Like, oh, it's terrible. And I just started trying the toe spacers on because Sevan had them. So he's an influencer in the space and he did them. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cool. I want to do it. So I put on my toe spacers and I did them for like 3 or 4 days. And literally I could already feel it getting better. It wasn't like an overnight fix. It wasn't like I put on the toe spacers, the plantar fasciitis was gone. But the more I started doing, the less and less and less I felt. And then when I coupleted, look at the workout. When I coupleted my toe spacers with a little golf ball and rolled out the bottom of my foot, it's the winning combination. Plantar fasciitis has been reduced down quite a bit.
That's awesome.
Okay, sorry. You want to go and pull that up now? The toe spacers plug right there.
And if you really need toe spacers, you could steal them. Damn.
Single leg. Single leg.
Let me go, man. You can see that for a fucking long time. All right. Done with this shit. All right.
He's got those hands clamped too. That's awesome.
bro.
Damn. So it looks like the guy
Wow.
was just trying to steal some stuff, and then some random citizen decided to stop him. He got him around the waist, took him to the ground. Another bystander decided to rip all the clothes away from him. Security was just standing there doing nothing.
Security's just standing
Dude,
there.
he's on the radio. He's like, and then takes him down for a single leg, a little bit, tries to whiz her out of it, and then he walks back over, tries to grab some more clothes, and then grabs him around the waist again, drags him out of the store. He can't break that. Look at that. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, he's definitely tried to
He's
break
got that gable grip locked in, baby. Locked in. That's awesome.
So
Any
that
more
dude
stories?
definitely. What do you think? The guy that was handling that dude, he trains jujitsu or wrestling or something?
Gotta be some. He's got to be some wrestler or something. That grip it's tight on there.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Even with that little bit of a takedown and then the way he positioned himself, he knows he was doing.
That's good.
I agree. I was gonna just say that too. That was a great play-by-play, dude.
Thanks.
We should have like one of those situations, and then we just call it the Beaver breakdown, and you just like just play-by-play it, break it down.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Awesome. Security guards are useless.
For sure, dude. They just drive around and they only have orange lights. They don't have red and blue.
I once heard that security guards are just professional witnesses.
Damn, yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Right? It's like rent-a-cop. It's like, well, I can't really do much, but I'm gonna witness the hell out of this. I'm gonna give a great description.
He like jogged up and he's like already on the radio. He's like, we'll just let him hash it out.
I was gonna let it turn. Okay, pause it right there. Security guard, worker who took the clothes back, and the guy who tackled, and security guard. Out of those three guys, which one do you think doesn't work out?
The security guard for sure.
Why do you say that?
The way that he looks.
Yeah, he's about fucking 30 pounds overweight.
Yeah, he's busting out of that security shirt for sure.
And you know what else? He's got a lack of confidence in his physicality. Look at him. He's scared shitless because he never fucking uses his body. He doesn't do any goddamn thrusters or pull-ups. Heaven forbid he does jujitsu once in his life, even though his fucking life may depend on it. He's going to sit there with all his fucking gear and his NFL gloves, obviously, as if he's about to punch out and go to work. He ain't punching out and going to work on shit.
He's
Look
not
at that.
going to work nowhere.
God damn. If you are somebody who is a first responder and your job is to protect the community, fucking run around the block. I mean, like, this dude doesn't even try.
No.
That's
He's on the radio.
Dude.
So bad.
That's crazy. So I talked about it a little bit on the Coffee Wads and Pods podcast that I was on. That felt revealing. I was freaked out about that afterwards. I talked a little bit about my graffiti days in specificity. And I'd never done that. So that was kind of, I felt a little exposed. Yeah. It was funny because Sevan was like, no, it was good. I mean, most people, myself included, thought you were a fucking nerd. So oh my goodness. Yeah. So if you guys want to hear about that, you could go check that out over there. But one of the things that I was talking about was working with the first responders. Oh God, you're making me nervous. Oh,
no, I'm not going to play it.
Okay. I was just happy it had 1.3. I thought it was going to be less than 1,000 and I was going to be upset. I haven't checked it out. So I just was, it was a one and done. And dislike, motherfucker. Dislike. And so with working with the first responders, like working with the fire department and a little bit with the cops and stuff like that, it's crazy for their physical tests. And you probably know this too from some of the stuff in the military, Caleb, where like their physical agility test has to go under such scrutiny for like discrimination and stuff. So if they decide, like if the fire department says, okay, one of our tests is you have to take that dummy that weighs 110 pounds and you have to drag him, 50 feet or something like that. If somebody doing that, just a random outsider that's taking the test is doing that and has trouble with it or determines that it's too hard or something, literally they could sue the department and then the city will take that and they will bring everybody who developed whatever that portion or the event is of the test, and they will put it under scrutiny. And they will say, hey, you need to prove that this is going to be something that they do in the job that actually might come up. And if it doesn't, or it hasn't in a long time, then it's going to be on you guys for implementing that as a test, and you'll be in trouble.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've done that, but I can say that I know people. I know it's happened. Like dragging a person, picking up a person, any sort of physical instance where I've needed to pull somebody along or pick somebody up, put them on a stretcher, carry a stretcher long distance. Yeah. What the fuck? That's crazy.
And it's nuts because if you were to ask me, I would say we should train harder than what we expect to see.
Absolutely.
Right? Like the training should be the hardest part, because in that one, when you run on scene and shit hits the fan and chaos breaks out, which inevitably it's going to do, like they say, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall back to your level of training. And so if you're training at a higher degree of what you expect to see out there, even by a little bit, you're going to be more adequately prepared for whatever comes out. And it's literally the unknown and the unknowable.
Right.
Like you could get a call and who knows what the fuck's going to happen.
I can't tell you how many times between my wife and I, we've had experiences similar to this, where we've had to run 800 meters or carry something for a period of time, go up and down 4 or 5 flights of stairs multiple times. And you have, in between the two of us, we've never had an issue with it. But you look at our compatriots, and they have difficulty going up 1 flight of stairs or 2 flights of stairs and then coming down, or they're telling the fitter person to go take the stairs back down and grab the Halligan instead of doing it themselves when they're the ones that lead on the position. It's ridiculous in a very frank sense.
Yeah, it's crazy. What is John saying here? Over in Stockton, they took away the wall from the test. Like, dog, this is the one city you need to know how to jump a fence / a wall.
No shit.
Wow, they took that away. So, oh my goodness, that's crazy. So what happens if you're like, no, let's even reverse it. And let's just say that you're not in pursuit of a criminal, but let's say you're running away for your life, which as first responders, you never know who you're going to roll up on. And as shit gets crazier and the economy gets worse and times get tougher and accountability keeps slipping and slipping away. I mean, here in the US, here in California, there's fucking zero accountability. I could go walk over right now and go rob my Walmart. Well, since I'm a business owner and a taxpayer and I have a little bit of money, I'll probably be in trouble. But let's pretend I was just a drug addict that lived in the creek right next to my Walmart. I could walk over and steal fucking $900 worth of shit and no big deal. Why bother? Right. And so I mean, it's just crazy with the accountability, but to also think that you would take jumping over or climbing a wall or a fence out of a police physical agility thing it's fucking crazy. Cutter's had some pretty good comments. I haven't seen this person in the comments before.
I don't either.
Cutter, did you just change your name or profile? And thanks for hanging out. Yeah, thanks for hanging out and being so interactive. 150-pound person hasn't been carried out of a fire since the 1960s. You, my friend, are not wrong. You are not wrong. Souza, did you see the SR? I don't know what that is. Blade. I had to help an old dude who fell by his door by trying to get to his car. 250 pounds of dead weight is not easy. Fuck no, it's not easy.
It's awkward too.
Yeah.
It's not like a barbell. It's not even a sandbag. It's the sections of a human body are unequal.
And like you said, it's cumbersome because it's not like you could grip it like you can a barbell. Like you could try to get under an arm or something, and then if that starts to slide, and then the feet's gonna have some drag to it because of a lot of friction. Yeah. Name, I'm the caller. Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks for calling too. Oh, wait, what's this? So did you see the strongest man attempt to break Martin's record in? No, I didn't. To break Mertens record. Okay, interesting. I think everyone who sits in on an emergency row, Mary Montour, I think everyone who sits on the emergency row on an airplane should be able to deadlift 225. No kidding. No kidding. Because if you're there, at least not be a roadblock. So like, even if you can't lift 255, can you get yourself out of the chair and out of the way? But yeah, I completely agree. But we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. It's like dragging 2 horse stall mats on top of each other. Dude, you must either have those in your garage gym or you own an affiliate, because that is very accurate.
I had to move like 6 or 7 of them to my new place.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucked. It was not fun.
Dude, they're like 90 pounds each.
Yeah, and they don't drag. Like, you can't just like, they don't slide very well, and they don't slide on
No.
top of each other well. You can't like, you have to like pinch grip it, but it's slippery too, so you can't actually get a good grip on it. And yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. I'm moving 250 of them right now into our new affiliate. Oh, awesome. Congratulations, Zach, on your new affiliate. Can we check it out? Where are you? Where's your affiliate? Where are you located? That's cool. Congratulations. And that's about as many as I have too. Maybe a little bit more than 250. And we had to move a lot of them. We had to move them across Livermore. Luckily, our community was fucking awesome. So everybody who was a part of the gym that owned a truck like showed up, and we had so many people the day that we moved the gym. This was in 2017, that we just had a constant cycle of trucks coming. Like, someone would pull in, 4 people would be there. They load up the mats. They would drive off. Next person, like, it was crazy. It was crazy. 125 pounds each. Yeah. Is that how much they weigh? Fuck, I believe it. To Caleb's point, when you said you had to pinch them, like hold it with your thumbs to drag it. This is also kind of embarrassing, but both my thumbs like had issue afterwards.
Yes.
little baby thumbs.
They're like stuck in like, I don't know.
Yeah. For like 2 days, I had like the claw hand going, Graciano Rubio. You like that? You like that? Rubio. Bienvenidos. That was bad. I was going to say to the show, but fucking I had nothing else after that. Graciano, I dragged 24 horse stall mats into the parking lot every morning and night during COVID. That, he just gave away a secret. Holy shit, guys. Mark it. Hour 46:56 into the show. Graciano Rubio, we just found out how he got so strong. If you want to be as strong as Graciano, drag 24 horse stall mats out and in to your gym every single morning for 3 years. No, I made up the 3 years part. I don't know how long you
Close, probably.
But if you do it, you'll be as strong as him, promise.
315 trick press.
Yeah, fuck. You seen some of the stuff on his account? Do you follow him, the Wall Street weightlifter?
Yeah. I love it.
Insane.
I never get tired of watching like what he's it's just absurd.
Yeah, me either. That's funny. I thought about that. I'd never actually get tired of it either. Every time I see one of his posts, I always stop and like watch it. That's funny. Because some people that are like weightlifters that I've watched before, I'll follow them and I'm like, it's just another lift, but with him. God damn.
Yeah.
405 squat clean.
Oh, it was a ploy. He's trying to get you to read the.
Yeah, and it was good because I need to like familiarize myself with exactly what's going on in Graciano's County, but I'm pretty sure, don't hate me if I screw this up or I screw this up. I think there was a whole deal with like some of the businesses and the city council people and stuff ended up taking a bunch of like money that was given out for small businesses during COVID. And essentially, like, his gym got fucking butt kissed, and a bunch of these other people, individuals, and companies that didn't even necessarily need it or wasn't even in business or wasn't affected as greatly by it ended up taking the lion's share of the money. But you guys should definitely go spend a couple minutes, go to his account, the Wall Street weightlifter, listen to a few of the city council things that he had clipped and put in there, and follow up on what he's got going on. Yeah, what is that, 325 or something?
315.
315. Jeez. Just insane.
Yeah, it's pretty good. 405 hang clean.
It's just, I mean, look at the whip on the bar.
Oh, it's stupid.
Oh, yeah. See, he's got more of the Los Manos. John Graciano did all 24 in one trip. Damn right he did.
That's right.
Didn't start out that way, but slowly over time, he did it. Okay. All right. That was fun. I had a good time with you guys. Hey, for all 150 that hung out with just Caleb and I this morning, we appreciate you guys. You're freaking awesome. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for always showing up. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for being awesome humans. Thanks for being contributors to the CrossFit community. Thank you for being a contributor to your community. If you're not, fuck you. Be a contributor. Don't throw trash out of your car window. That's a bitch move. Mike, thank you. Thank you for letting me blast you earlier today too. That felt good. It felt like a homie made fun of me, and then we were like, okay, we got it out of the way, you know? But it was like friendly fire. So he was like a good dude and was like, where's Sevan? You fucking suck. He didn't say that.
It felt like it.
That's what I internalized it. That's what I internalized it as. Next weekend, we will be crushing it with Rogue. Caleb will be on scene, on site, on the
there.
He'll be there. He'll be there. We'll be rocking it from home. It's going to be a great time. We got an awesome week lined up for you guys too. We got the CEO of Gainsbox coming on tomorrow. Looks like we have Tyson Bajent coming on Tuesday morning, I think with Greg, or we might shift Greg's date. I'm not sure. We'll have to double check with that. And then that evening, we have the dynamic duo back. The dynamic duo. Who's the dynamic duo, you ask? Who is it? Who could it be? It's fucking Brian Friend and John Young, and they're going to argue about people that are going to be exercising very fast at Rogue. That's what's going to happen. We got the Rogue Power Rankings on 6:15 p.m. Tuesday night. Be there, or we think you're a bitch. Then on Wednesday, we have the needle mover himself, Mr. Richard Lyle Froning Jr. So he'll be most likely on Wednesday morning. Thursday, we'll rock and roll with something, probably just a live call. We might sneak a guest in there. Then, of course, we have Shut Up and Scribble with the infamous J.R. Howell and Taylor Self. Hopefully, we'll get to that mix as well. And then Friday, we'll be bringing you some Rogue coverage. Caleb, when do you get to Rogue? Friday?
Thursday morning.
Thursday. Is this start on Thursday morning? We don't have a schedule yet, do we?
No, but I think stuff starts on Thursday. I think on the Rogue website it showed. That stuff starts on Thursday.
Yeah, we brought it up and it had the it had like the days listed out. So like Thursday full day live stream, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it didn't really tell us anything. So I imagine that Rogue will be sometime during this week. I mean, they have to. It starts next weekend. So once we get that full schedule lineup, I do believe we're planning to go live before every event, in between every event, and then we'll close out at the end as well, recapping. We will have Caleb there on site reporting in, telling us all the fun stuff. You know, yeah, I just saw who's competing out of there. I just saw Shelby Neal come out of the bathroom with toilet paper still stuck on her foot. It was crazy. Here's a shot. We're like, oh damn,
get the toilet paper.
Never a dull moment. Yes, when Hunter's on. Okay, what's happening? All right, okay, all right, guys, that's it. Thursday, just one event. Yep, we'll see you tomorrow. Sevan will be back in the building. I'm sure we'll learn a ton about the Mike Bell podcast. Yes, found it right before. John, thank you. Caleb and I will be splitting that $1 each. And we'll see you later. Go watch the Bears game. Bye-bye.